Are you interested in television journalism or radio journalism or online journalism? Or do you want to learn with the flexibility of open learning? Or if you are a working professional, wants to enhance your knowledge and skill with certification in the field of electronic media, then School of Journalism and New Media Study IGNOU offers PG Diploma in Electronic Media for you. This program includes audio and audio-visual program production for radio, television and online platforms. Here are some important details about the program. We have total 8 courses of 32 credits, 6 theory courses, 1 practical and 1 project. Eligibility: bachelor's degree in any subject. Minimum duration 1 year, maximum 3 years.
Namaskar and a very warm welcome to all the viewers who are watching us live in today's teleconferencing or Gyan Darshan session. I'm Dr. Geetika S. Johry, Faculty at School of Vocational Education and Training and Program Coordinator for the Diploma in BPO Finance and Accounting program. Viewers, today's session is Introduction to the Diploma in BPO Finance and Accounting program, basically for learners who have taken admission in this session, as well as for learners who wish to take admission into the program but are more curious to know what BPO is all about. So before getting into the introduction of the DBPOFA program, let us first discuss some key points that what BPO is all about, so that it becomes very easy for our learners, probably our prospective learners who want to take admission into the program, that why this program is useful to them. So first of all, learners, BPO is the abbreviation for Business Process Outsourcing, which primarily refers to when companies outsource their business processes to a third party or to an external company. Now, why do they do so? Why do they outsource certain processes to third party or other companies? Basically, the primary goal is to cut costs, to free up the time, and focus on the core aspects of the business. Mainly when an organization is set up or an industry set up, their main objective is something different. So instead of, getting into the nitty-gritties of marketing or, training the personnel or the payroll system, what they do is they try to focus more on the core objectives for which the company or an organization is set up. And all these kind of activities, they basically outsource it to third parties. So this is what is all BPO is all about. Now, when we talk about BPO, there are 2 types of BPOs. There is the front office and the back office. The back office BPO entails the internal aspects of the business, such as the payroll, the inventory, purchasing and billing and so on. Whereas the front office BPO, it focuses on the activities which are more external to the company, like, marketing and customer service. Another definition or another how you can describe a BPO is it is a method of subcontracting various business-related operations to third-party vendors. Now, many businesses, it can be a startup or it can be any large organization. Basically, what they do is they try to outsource most of their work, most of their processes or most of their services to various other companies or external companies due to the availability of innovative services in today's highly competitive and dynamic business environment. you must be wondering that why is everybody outsourcing their services. Basically, when we say that outsourcing to a BPO company means because these companies have specialized, they have become competent in offering those kind of services. So that is the reason that since they are very focused in their areas of operation, in their working, that is why, it is more competitive. It is better that companies outsource all these activities, because these companies know how to know how to do about the advertising part. If somebody is getting the advertising part outsourced, they know that what kind of an advertisement will be suiting their company or suiting their product or suiting their services, which an organization themselves would not be knowing. So how they can achieve a particular thing in minimum cost with high quality standards, this is they can achieve by BPO organizations if they outsource these activities. So originally learners, we can see that the BPOs, they used to be outsourcing. The outsourcing work was basically done by the manufacturing companies to basically handle the supply chains. When we talk about supply chains, we talk about logistics, we talk about delivery aspects, we talk about packaging aspects, we talk about how to get the things, the quality control, how the measure of quality control can be done. So all these things have been, they are taken care of by, certain other parties to manage all the kind of these supply chains. But now, over the time, BPO has spanned into various industries, including healthcare sector, asset management, energy, pharmaceuticals, e-commerce, and others, primarily to enhance efficiency, reduce cost, and leverage the specialized expertise and advanced technology. We have been discussing that the work of the BPO is basically they're offering the services at a low cost. They're offering quality services. They're using the latest technologies which are required. And of course, they have a specialized expertise in doing so. So this is also the reasons that why, the companies outsource most of their activities. BPO is often called Information Technology Enabled Services, ITES, because it relies on technology and infrastructure that enables external companies to perform their roles efficiently. When we talk about BPO, basically the entire work is computer based, it's technology based. So even the program which we have developed for IGNOU, we have made it tailor-made to the BPO requirements. English and we see that IT, they are a very, important aspect or important component which is required for any BPO industry. Because when we say BPO industry, that means our clients are not only in India, our clients are overseas. And since English is a uniform language which is talked everywhere, so that is why one needs to know the language of English, and also one needs to know the computer aspect. So our program which we have developed, we have kept all these things into consideration, and that is why we have prepared this, developed this program. Now, learners, another very key important feature is that BPO is considered offshore outsourcing because vendors are located in different countries, such as for customer support. As I mentioned, for example, let's take an example of Amazon. They have their head office in the US, but they're providing all kind of services in other parts of the globe as well. Even in India, we can say that we have a customer support center. So to cater to all such kind of needs, even other companies, not only Amazon, but there are other companies also which handle all the customer cares or the customer services. So all these are handled by BPO organizations. A company cannot do it themselves. They have to outsource all these activities. So as I just in the beginning said that BPO is divided into the front office and the back office. So the front office, basically it caters to all the customer cares and your call center kind of a thing, and the back office basically deals with all the kind of processes. Then another very key feature, I can say that the global business process outsourcing market was valued at about $281 billion in 2023, and it is projected to grow at a compounded annual growth rate at 9.6% from 2023 to 2030. So we can really see that the sector is really growing fast. So learners, I think so we have given you some very key features about what BPO is all about to our prospective learners who wish to take admission into the program. Now let us begin by introducing you to the Diploma in BPO Finance and Accounting program being offered by School of Vocational Education and Training. Firstly, it is a very innovative program in the ODL system. Second, it has been designed and developed by academicians and subject matter experts from the BPO industries. This program ensures imbibing key skills in the areas of finance and accounting related to the BPO industry. It incorporates a unique blend of theory and practical courses. It also qualifies a student to apply to large BPO organizations. And the modular of this program is Certificate in Communication and IT Skills, which is being offered as a standalone program. I will take this point later when we are going to discuss the program structure. Now let us move on to the program structure, learners. We can see that the Diploma in BPO Finance and Accounting program has been divided into 2 semesters. It is a 32 credits program divided into 2 semesters. The first semester offers courses in finance and accounting domain. And what are the courses being offered in semester 1? The first is BPOI 101, which is Introduction to Finance and Accounting BPO. This is of 2 credits. The second course is BPOI 102, which is Fundamentals of Accounting. This is of 4 credits. The third course is BPOI 103, which is Procure to Pay, also called as P2P or Accounts Payable. This is of 4 credits. The fourth course is Order to Cash, which is also called as O2C or Accounts Receivable, and this is of 3 credits. And the last course which is being offered under semester 1 is BPOI 105, which is Record to Report, also called as R2R, and this is of 3 credits. Now let us move on to the semester 2. Semester 2 basically offers 2 courses, BPOI 006, which is English Communication. It has a theory as well as a verbal component. This is of 8 credits. And BPOI 007, which is IT Skills. This is again of 8 credits. This has also got a theory and a verbal component. Now these 2 courses which are being offered under semester 2 are also offered under the program Certificate in Communication and IT Skills, which is also called as CCITSK as a standalone program. So here, we can see the entire program structure where we have semester 1 and semester 2 courses. Now, learners, you can see that we have mentioned that there is an exit option after semester 1, and this is only available for working professionals who are already associated with any kind of industry. Now, why this is done? Basically, there are many students or many learners who are already working in the industry, maybe a BPO industry or any kind of an industry, and they are already well versed with the English and the communication aspect and the IT skill aspect. Since they're already working, of course, and they're there in the industry, they know how to communicate in English, they know how to use the computers. So they only want to have domain knowledge in finance and accounting. That is why they opt for only semester 1 and they exit after completing semester 1, and in that case they'll get a certificate in BPO Finance and Accounting. Now let us, learners, move on to the contents of the course. As I said that this entire program, the Diploma in BPO Finance and Accounting program, is divided into 5 courses under semester 1 and 2 courses in semester 2. So let's begin briefly by discussing what is the content of each of the course. The first course is BPOI 101, which is Introduction to Finance and Accounting. Here, learners, you will understand the overview of the Indian BPO industry, what Indian BPO industry is all about, what is there to be offered in the Indian BPO industry, what is the organization of the BPO industry. Every organization has their structure. So what does the BPO industry, what is the organization structure of a BPO industry, what is overview of finance and accounting outsourcing, and what are the career prospects in the BPO, particularly in finance and accounting, and information technology and its application in the BPO. So since this program, our Diploma in BPO Finance and Accounting, has been developed in the finance and accounting domain, so here we will be only discussing about finance and accounting. That is why you can see that, we have discussed about in this course, what is overview of finance and accounting, what are the career prospects for BPO, particularly in finance and accounting, though there are other domain areas also, but here we are only, concentrating on finance and accounting. Now moving on to course 2, which is BPOI 102, Fundamentals of Accounting. Now this course has been divided into 4 blocks. The block 1 is Accounting Basics. Here we will be introducing learners to what is accounting, what are the accounting principles, and what are the accounting standards. Block 2 will be discussing about accounting process. That means here we will come to the procedural aspects of accounting, that how to record the business transactions in the form of journal, how can they be classified in the form of ledgers, what is special purpose subsidiary books, what is rectification of errors. Then block 3 talks about financial statements. This here we will be discussing about what are the accounting concepts of income, expenditure and revenue. Then final accounts of business organization, where we have the trading in profit and loss account and the balance sheet. What are the kind of adjustments to be done in the final accounts? What is final account with adjustments? And the last block under this course is preparation of corporate financial statements, where we'll be discussing about provision and reserves and final accounts of a company. Now, you must be wondering why we have introduced this very basic accounting course. Now, there are many learners who are from the non-commerce background. Though from the commerce background, they must have studied this part of an accounting, the basics of the fundamentals of accounting in class 11 and 12. But there are many learners who are from the science background and the arts background, and they wish to pursue a career in F&A BPO. So in that case, they must know, or they must be they should be familiarized with these kind of terminologies. So what is the basic fundamentals of accounting? What are the just basics of accounting? We will be discussing in this particular course. And this, as I earlier said, it is basically tailor-made as per the BPO requirement. So whatever is required for the BPO industry, only that kind of an aspect we have included in that. Let us move on to the third course, which is BPOI 103, Procure to Pay, also called as Accounts Payable. Now here the processes of the BPO industry is basically start. Here we will be discussing about what is the Procure to Pay process, what is outsourcing, how is outsourcing of P2P done, what are source documents, what are the kind of documents required in this procure to pay process, what is vendor master maintenance, what are the procurement activities, what is invoice processing cycle, why do we keep invoices on hold, what is the payment process, what do you mean by vendor help desk. Then here we will also be discussing in this course about what is issue management, what is risk management and control, what are the accounting entries which are related to procure to pay process, what are the metrics and best practices and overview of travel and expense process and its stages. So this is all which is being offered under the course 3 under Procure to Pay. Let us move on to course 4, which is BPOI 104, Order to Cash, Accounts Receivable. Here, learners, we will be introducing you to the order to cash cycle. What are the stages in the order to cash cycle? What do you mean by credit review? What is order management and invoicing? What is collection? What is accounts receivable? What do you mean by order to cash operations? What is quality checks in O2C cycle? At this point of time, learners, we should also be knowing that from course 3, that is Procure to Pay and Order to Cash, the different processes in finance and accounting domain in the BPO industry starts. So a person who is already working in the procure to pay process, he will obviously not be working in the order to cash process, because they are totally two different processes. So they will basically become competent in the procure to pay process, and the order to cash who will be working on the job in the O2C process will become more efficient and competent in the O2C process. So these are both independent to each other. Then the last course which is being offered under first semester is BPOI 105, which is Record to Report. Here we will give you an understanding of what is the Record to Report process, what is overview of reconciliation, what is accounting of fixed assets, what is depreciation accounting, what do you mean by cash budgeting and forecasting, what is cash flow management, control and metrics in R2R, and reporting. Again, you can see this is another process in the BPO in finance and accounting domain, very different from the order to cash cycle and the procure to pay cycle. So all these three processes are independent to each other. Now, learners, let us see what is there in our second semester courses. The second semester course is, the first course is English Communication. Course code is BPOI 006. Here it has been divided into 8 different blocks, learners. The block 1 talks about social skills in business communication. Block 2 is telephone conversation. Block 3 discusses about business correspondence. Block 4 is customer service. Block 5 is presentation, Block 6 is meetings, Block 7 is cross-cultural communications, and Block 8 is getting ready for a job. So if you see the entire block, they have all been developed in such a way, that they include all the gamut of information which is required for a person to know when you're working in any work environment. For example, if we talk about the first block on social skills in business communication, here we have discussed about, how one needs to greet each other. What are the basic etiquettes one should follow? When we are talking about telephone conversation, we need to know that because, BPO is primarily through telephone, So, what are the basic etiquettes one need to follow when you are in a telephone conversation? How you can answer a call, how you can make a call, or how you can leave a call. All these things have been discussed in the phonic conversation course. Then business correspondence, again, how to write an email, how to write a circular or a notice or a memo, that has been discussed in this block. Customer service, we know that we are talking about BPO and customer is the most important client, so it is very happy for us to keep the customers happy. So how to deal with the different kind of customers? The customer is just not a one type. How you can deal with the variety of customers, that has been discussed in the customer service. Then presentations, you need to make presentations, that how you start a presentation, how you include visuals in the presentation, how you end your presentation, that has all been discussed in the presentation. Then meetings, that how a meeting should be conducted. What is cross-cultural communication? Since we are talking about BPO industry and we know that we have clients all across the globe. So how can we, cater to the cross-cultural communication? How we can, this is a very sensitive issue, that how we can respect each other's culture, how we can, what all needs to be done has been discussed in cross-cultural communication. And then getting ready for a job. Preparing for a BPO has been discussed, that how we are preparing for a job in the BPO industry. Now, let us move on to the second course, which is in the semester 2, which is BPO-I-007 on IT skills. Again, as I said, that BPO requires working on computers. So, right from the basics, we are not going into very hi-fi computer knowledge. How one can use a computer. From block 1 to introduction to the computers, where block 2 talks about software security and antivirus, block 3 talks about web-based technologies, block 4 is introduction to MS Office, block 5 is MS Excel basics, block 6 is advanced MS Excel and basics of MS Excel, and block 7 talks about practicals. So this is the entire course structure of our Diploma in BPO Finance and Accounting program. Now, learners, let us share with you some general information. Of course, the eligibility for admissions, all those who have taken admission, they know that the eligibility is 10 plus 2 or is equivalent with English as a compulsory subject, or they can be bachelors with English as a compulsory subject. Then exit option, I've already discussed that this is only available after semester 1, and it is only for working professionals who are already associated with any industry, and they're required to produce their experience certificate, and after completing semester 1, once the results are out, they will be getting a certificate in BPO Finance and Accounting. We can see that the duration of the program minimum is 1 year and the maximum is 3 years. Then medium of instruction, as I've been saying, is English. Admission and fees for this, you can visit the IGNOU website. Admissions are open in both cycle in January and July sessions. The link has been shared with you over here. It is ignouadmission.samar.edu.in. So if you click onto this link, you will get to know you can take admissions through this link. Re-registration, learners, as I said, this Diploma in BPO Finance and Accounting program is divided into 2 semesters. So, for example, if you take admission in January session, that means you have enrolled only for the first semester courses. So, you have to re-register for second semester courses, and this needs to be done before 31st March for July session and before 31st September for January session, or as when notified by the university. So as I said, that if the January session admissions are going on, that means you have taken admission in the first semester. So by 31st March, you should be taking admission or re-registration into the second semester, so that in 1 year you are able to complete this entire diploma. Now, the kind of learner support activities which we provide in IGNOU is, first is your self-learning materials. They are the books which IGNOU provides to all the learners. They can opt for the hard copy or they can opt for the soft copy. If you opt for the soft copy, you will be getting a rebate of 15%. Then there is an audio which is being produced by the university for students of our English communication skills course, because basically when we say that we are talking about BPO industry, you must be having very good communication skills in terms of listening, speaking, reading and writing. So a lot of thrust has been laid on all these parameters. So an audio CD has been prepared for the learners. There are counseling sessions which are held at study centers. Then we will be doing counseling through Gyan Darshan, through interactive radio counseling session. Then there is eGyan Coach, which is a repository of all the study material SLM of IGNOU. So all those learners who are opting for the soft copy, they will be able to get their material from this eGyan Coach portal. The guide is also available there. There is e-content, IGNOU e-content app. This is a mobile app. You can download all your study material through this app. The evaluation system, learners, IGNOU follows a very different evaluation system from that of a conventional system. First of all, there is self-assessment exercise. After each lesson or in between the lessons, there is going to be some kind of an exercise for you. It may be in the form of fill in the blanks, true or false, or write short notes, and answers to these will be given at the end of the lesson. Then there is continuous evaluation through assignments. So, you have to submit your assignments before you take your term and examination. For example, if your examinations are in June, you have to submit your examinations before June. And if your examinations are in the month of December, you have to submit your examinations before December. Then there is term and examination for all the 7 courses. This is held twice in a year, as I said, in the month of June and December. You can refer to the IGNOU website for filling the online forms for the examination form. Now, learners, there is a verbal exam for the English communication course, and you have to pay the fees, and this exam is held immediately once your term and examination get over. So, for example, if your term and examination gets over in June, you will have to appear for the verbal exam in the month of July. Similarly, is the case for the BPY-007 course. Now, to claim a diploma, you should have minimum 40% marks in all the components, whether we are talking about assignments, whether we are talking about term and examination, or whether it is verbal exam or practical exam in the IT skills. Let me hurriedly go to the weightage of the final results. For courses BPOI 101 and 105, assignments carry a weightage of 30%, term and examination theory carry a weightage of 70%. Now, for the English communication course, assignment carries a weightage of 20%, term and examination carries a weightage of 65%, and your verbal exam will carry a weightage of 15%. And for course on IT skills, which is BPOI 007, assignment carries a weightage of 20%, term and examination carries 50% weightage, and your term and practical examination carries 30% weightage. So I hope, learners, our today's session has been useful to you, and all those learners who wish to take admission into the Diploma in BPO Finance and Accounting program, the admissions are still on. You can visit the IGNOU website homepage, and I hope you enjoy once you take admission into the program. You will really enjoy working into this program, and you make a good career in the BPO industry. Thank you and namaskar.